In the town of Vladimir lived a young merchant named Ivan Dmitry Aksionov. He owns two shops and a house of his own. Ivan is a fair and handsome man. He is full of fun and very fond of singing. When he was young, he was fond of drinking, but after marrying, he gave up to it. One summer, Aksionov was bound to go to the Nishi fair.
Ivan! Do not start again. I have a bad dream about you. Why are you afraid? I do not know what I am afraid of. All I know is that I have had a bad dream. I dreamt you returned from the town. And when you remove your cap, all I see is your hair is quite gray.
And that's a lucky sign. If I have to sell all my goods, I'll give you presents.
Are you sure? Bye, Ivan Dmitry.
Aksionov was on his halfway through his travel when he met an old friend who is a merchant. They spent time with each other and even had the same inn to stay into the night. It was not a habit of Aksionov to sleep late, thus he went on to his way to the fair. When Aksionov had gone 25 miles, he stopped to rest for a while. Suddenly, a troika went to his way.
Who are you and why are you here?
Won't you have some tea with me?
Where did you spend last night?
Were you alone or with a fellow merchant?
Where's the other merchant?
Why you leave the fleeing before dawn?
Why do you cross-question me? As if I was a thief or a robber? I've been traveling for my own business.
I am the police officer of this district. The merchant you were with last night was found dead.
We must search your state. Whose knife is this?
It's not mine. It's not mine.
The merchant was found dead with his throat cut. You are the only person who have done it.
It's not me who did it.
The house is locked inside and no one else there. Tell me how you killed him
No, I
and
didn't
how
kill
much
him.
money you stole.
Aksionov tried to explain himself, saying that he only has enough money on his own and that the knife was not his. But it's too late. His voice is broken and his face is pale. He looked too guilty. Enquiries were made in Vladimir. The merchants and the other inhabitants of that town said that Aksionov used to drink and waste his time, but he was a good man. He was still charged with murdering a merchant and robbing him 20,000 rubles.
What can we do now?
You must petition the Tsar and not let the innocent man perish.
I've already sent him a petition, but it was not accepted. Do you remember my dream last time? You should not have started that day. Please tell me the truth. Is it you who really did it?
You suspect me too?
Aksionov wrote no more petitions and prayed only to God. He was first sent to the mines and then driven to Siberia with other convicts. For 26 years, Aksionov lived as a convict. He grew old and never stopped praying. He also learned a lot of things and earned a little money. The authorities liked Aksionov for his meekness, and his fellow prisoners respected him. They were his spokesman. They even called him grandfather and the saint. One day, a fresh gang of convicts came to the prison. That evening, they all sat down together and told where they came from and their sentences.
I once did something wrong. I thought my rights to have come here long ago. By but that time, I was not found out. I've been to Siberia before, but it did not stay long.
Where are you from?
Vladimir, my name is Mahar. They also call me Semyon.
So, do you know a merchant named Akshunov from Vladimir? Are they still alive?
Know of them? Of course I know them. The Akshunovs are rich, but their father is in Siberia. Sinner like us. How did you come here?
For my sins, I have been in prison since the last 26 years.
What sins?
I don't know. I must have deserved it.
Aksionov said no more, and the prisoners told the newcomers his story instead.
It's wonderful that we should meet here.
Perhaps you have heard my affair, and maybe you've seen me before.
How could I help hearing? The world is full of rumors. But it's a long time ago, and I've forgotten about it.
Well, perhaps you heard who killed the merchant.
It must have been him, in whose bag the knife was found. Else hid the knife. He's not a thief until he is caught. How could anyone put a knife under your head while you're asleep? Surely it would wake you up.
When Aksionov heard this, he was certain that this was the guy who killed the merchant. Aksionov can't sleep that night. He felt terribly unhappy. He remembered his family and how young he was before. He remembered the day he was arrested. He saw in his mind the place where he was flogged, the executioner, and the people standing around, the chains, the convicts, and all the 26 years he had spent in prison. The thought of it made him so wretched, he was ready to kill him.
I want to kill you.
One night, while Aksionov was walking around, he saw some earth came rolling out from under one of the shelves. Makar suddenly crept under the shelf. Aksionov tried to pass without looking at him. Makar begged to Aksionov to not tell anyone, but the only reply of Aksionov was, "He may or may not tell, as God shall direct." The next day, the convoy soldiers noticed that one or other prisoners emptied some earth out of their boots. They searched the prison and found the tunnel. The governor asked each and every one of the prisoners if they know anything at all. They all denied any knowledge because of fear. The governor asked Aksionov, for they know that he is a truthful man. But then Aksionov refused to answer him. He told them that let this guy pay for what he have suffered. That night, when Aksionov was about to sleep, someone sat quietly to his bed.
What do you want from me? I will call the guards.
Ivan Dmitri, forgive me.
What for?
I was the one who killed the merchant and hid the knife among your things. I meant to kill you too, but I heard noise outside, so I ran. Ivan Dmitri, forgive me.
It's easy for you to talk right now, but I have suffered 26 years for you. My wife is dead. I shouldn't have forgotten me. Now I have nowhere to go.
Ivan Dmitri, forgive me. When they flung me with the knot, it is not so hard as to what I see you right now. Yet you pitied me and you did not tell. For Christ's sake, forgive me, wretch that I am.
God will forgive you. Maybe I'm 100
By
times
his
worse than you.
words, his heart grew light. He is no longer longing for home. He had no desire to leave the prison, but only hope for his last hour. In spite of what Aksionov said, Makar Semyonich confessed. At the time the order was released, Aksionov was already dead.